Hi everyone, I'm back again with another movie review. This time the movie is Irreversible. I'd said that I had waited a very long time to see this movie and I was very excited to see it. I'd heard a lot of things about it. Obviously, I'm sure that you're aware of the controversy, but when I knew that it starred Monica Bellucci and Vincent Cassel, I knew I had to see it. I actually loved them in a movie that I also love very much called Brotherhood of the Wolf. I really enjoyed this one. Maybe I'll do a review of it one day. So in any event, I finally had the opportunity to sit down and to watch it. To start, this review will contain spoilers. If you don't want to know, stop now. Don't go any further. And without further ado, I'll proceed with the review. When the movie started, I have to confess, and I need to warn people, if you have vertigo problems, if you know flashes of light and things, and I do, then you're gonna kind of be dizzy because the camera is constantly rotating. I'm sorry, it's all over the place. The camera's constantly rotating, moving. And it kind of disorients you very much. There were a couple times I had to close my eyes. When things finally get going, you can't really, for the first, I'd say 5 minutes or so, you're not really allowed to get a glimpse of anything that's going on. I mean, as a matter of fact, when the movie starts, it starts from the end credits rolling. So you realize it's going forward, backward, forward. So you see these people in this club. This person is looking for this. Actually, it's even before that. You see this club called, and my husband was like, "Oh God, really?" And I thought it was brilliant. Called the Rectum, a gay club called the Rectum. I don't know why. I guess I'm just twisted, but they're being carted out, guy in a wheelchair, and then the police escorting another man. And meanwhile, people are yelling and screaming. And just before that, it shows two men in their motel room talking about some very odd and macabre things. And then they hear the ambulances, and then you see them carted out. From that scene, you're taken to another scene where they're looking for a certain individual in the club. Vincent Cassel, you don't know that much at this point, but you know he's out for someone's blood, and his person with him, Pierre, is trying to calm him down, trying to keep him cool and collected. They eventually find this person, and I have to say, I can't reveal too much. I will. It's shortly. But the scene with a huge canister being administered to someone's face is probably one of the best gore scenes. And it's not even really that bloody. It's just awesome. I was in awe. I was like, that is just amazing. I just watched over and over again as this person was just pounded his head, and even afterwards, you could see a little bit of his jaw moving, and the guy figures, well, you need a little more, don't you? And so he gives it to him, and you're thinking, oh my God, you know it's going to be a wild ride. Basically, the film, as I said, goes back to front. So as you go through, you follow them, and you find out along the way that someone has been brutally attacked, that Vincent Cassel, it's his girlfriend, he's out for revenge. He wants it in any manner possible. Pierre was her former lover who has come to visit the two, and he's kind of along for this wild ride, if you will. Although at the end of the movie, it turns out that Pierre is far more crazy than you think he is. Or capable of violence, I should say, than you think he is. Most people, there are other reviews on YouTube that you can watch. Essentially, Vincent Cassel's girlfriend Alex, played by Monica Bellucci, I know you know they're a real life couple, has been beaten and raped. I guess I should probably just go straight into that. You go through a lot of the movie, and then eventually you come to her attack. It's very violent. It's very long. It's as if someone grasps you by the throat until you have just enough air to breathe, and they hold on to you, and either you can hit the stop button and breathe, or you can continue through gasping at everything that you've witnessed, only to stop breathing as the atrocity you think is over, and she is literally shit kicked, for lack of a better word. I mean, it's very brutal. It's very violent. If you want to know how I feel about the scene, well, it's difficult. I'm not a big fan of rape scenes, but I do feel if they progress a plot in a movie forward, that if they're necessary and vital to show the violence and the depravity of an event, and you find out ultimately, because it goes backwards, that really it's more of a, even beyond violence, it's a tragedy. But he It shows a lot. It's very long. If any of you are offended by that sort of material, I would probably suggest that you not watch this movie. It is extreme, and I didn't clock it, but I know it was well over 5 minutes. I'm sure that you can find the information out there on the web if you are so inclined. But as the movie progresses back from the attack, you find out that she's left a party because Marcus, who's her boyfriend, is being a little wild and crazy. He's snorted some stuff, and he goes, and he's being kind of silly and crazy, and so she leaves, and then she finds herself in the predicament she's in. Then it goes back a little more, and you have them on the bus on the way there, and then it goes back a little more, and then you have this very intimate love scene between Marcus and Alex, and they're kind of, just playful in the bed, and you can see their adoration for one another. Again, spoiler if you don't want to know, she tells him she's late for her period. He leaves to go buy a bottle of alcohol. She does a pregnancy test, and you pretty much figure out she's pregnant. And the movie ends with her in a park surrounded by children reading the book that she talks about later in the movie as they're in an elevator, about how life's events and tragedies are all planned, that they're already there, that you'll just experience them and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And then the movie ends. It's really difficult for me to put my feelings. When I first cut Irreversible off, I did not like it. I think it was because it starts out, your heart's racing, and it grabs you and you just can't let go, and then and the pace slows. And I didn't really like that. I didn't like the way it kind of leaves you just feeling kind of floating in an abyss of some sort, and you don't know what it is. But this morning I realized that I think that the beauty of the movie is that that's what's so profound about it, is that it is a tragedy. I mean, violent events occur in every day, more horrific than probably to her, to other people, and to their families and whatever. And yet you never really think about those things until you're faced with something this horrific. Which is the reason that this morning my opinion has changed on the film, and why my rating on the change is my ratings for the film has changed. Would I recommend this film to someone? It really depends. If you are very adverse to harsh rape scenes, again, he not only, I should warn you, not only does he rape her, but it goes on for a very long time. I think one of the saddest things about the scene is someone actually comes into this underground tunnel and they see this is going on and they do nothing to stop it. And you know what? That probably happens a lot more often than we like to think that it does. I glimpsed over at my husband as we were watching it, and his jaw was clenching, and I knew exactly what he was thinking. And he was thinking, if that were him and he had access to a gun, he would have shot the asshole in the back of the head without any remorse whatsoever. But it is violent. It is what they say it is. I can honestly tell you that I will probably, not just because of the vertigo problems, but I will never watch the movie again. Once was enough. I got my fill of it. That doesn't mean that I hated it. I understand the impact. I see what the director was trying to convey. It's just something I don't want to explore again for my own personal reasons. It just, I just don't. In any event, I'm going to go into my ratings for the film. Sexuality is definitely a 5. There are penises, there are breasts, there are transvestites, there are everything, there are blowjobs, you name it, it's in there. It's a very sexual film. Violence, another 5 out of 5. The rape scene being one of the most brutal things I've probably ever had to witness. It's something I'm not sure. I know for a fact I won't watch it to witness it, watch the movie to witness it again. The gore, the gore would probably be somewhere around, I don't know. I would probably say a 4, and I'm saying that because it's not throughout the whole film, but the scene with the canister in the head is so well done. I want to give it a 5. It's very well done. I'm going to say 4, but for that scene alone, definitely a 5. And my overall enjoyment, as I said, this morning when I woke up, and that always happens, always, I'll be right back, give me a sec. Sorry again about that. That happens more often than I would like. In any event, when I woke up this morning, the rating was low. I thought that I would give it maybe a 2.5 or 3. And it was simply because it just leaves you with this heavy feeling. But the more that I thought about it, and the more that I realized that it is in the way that it's all violent and it pumps you up only to slow you down to show the ultimate loss that occurs due to this horrific event, that I've bumped it. I'm going to rate it a 4 out of 5. It's not for everyone. It's not a film that everyone is going to see, and I'm sure that that's obvious by all the controversy it's received. Am I glad I watched it? Yes, I am. But again, it's not a film that I will revisit. It's just something that I saw it, I've done it, I've been there, and that is about that. On to other things. Someone did a review for Trick or Treat. He was very honest. He didn't enjoy it very much. Ironically enough, this is one of my favorite movies, so if I have time today, right after I'm done here, I'm going to try to review it. And then I had found this. I completely forgot that I bought this movie, but it's called The Borrowers, and it's a Western horror flick. Let me make sure you can see the cover. I know it glares. But as soon as I'm done, obviously, and I'm sorry, I have so many movies over here, with Audition, and then more movies. Family Portraits, I will definitely try to get to it to see how it is. I've had a few people that have contacted me offering to send me videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I recently had another order on Amazon, so I have a few more movies coming in, including Hatchet. So when I get that and I have the opportunity to watch it, I will review it and let you know what I think about it. So in any event, I hope this review was helpful in some context. I know there were a lot of you that were curious how I would react and how I would respond to it, so there you go. But in the meantime, again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I try to respond back to your messages as quickly as possible. It's difficult because, you know, I have a toddler underfoot, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope you all have a great day, and if I, crossing my fingers, have the opportunity, I'm going to now review Trick or Treat. So I'll see you all later. Bye.